Hey love, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Laura Renee, and I'm so glad you're here. This is a channel where I like to talk about all things faith, femininity, personal development, lifestyle, culture, all of the things. So if you're interested in any of these topics, feel free to like, share, and subscribe to keep watching. Today I wanted to talk about the importance of having a positive relationship with your body. And I would say maintaining a positive perspective of your body is very hard, especially in a media forward culture. So a lot of the body types that we see advertised in fashion or in ads or campaigns are usually designed to present some sort of appeal to make us want to buy into something or buy a product, to kind of convince us that if we buy this particular dress, we'll look like that model, or if we purchase these kind of shoes, we'll look like this person. So, and it's not as normalized to be inclusive to all body types. I would say currently we're in a pretty decent space culturally when it comes to the body types that are shown in the media. I feel like back in the 90s, like when we look back on 90s fashion and 90s campaigns and stuff like that, it was very common to see like the model thin aesthetic. Like you didn't see no curvy girls, you didn't really see no curves, no big butts, no hips, no nothing. Like it was very common to be like model thin. And honestly, I read something the other day that said that around that time, like late 90s, early 2000s, is actually when eating disorders started to rise a lot more, or people used to be a lot more open about their eating disorders. And so that's one thing that's very harmful, where when skinny body types are the only things being pushed, it causes people to feel like, why don't I look like that? Why don't I look like all the women I see on TV? And I feel like it's very important to have all body types represented, because when little girls are growing up and they don't see women built like their mothers or their aunties or their, cousins or grandmas on TV, it kind of makes them feel like, dang, like, is something wrong with being curvy? Is it something wrong with being heavier set? And while there's nothing wrong with it, it's just culture can just be very exclusive. And even in the 2010s up to now, I feel like over the last 10 years, there's only one body type that has been praised for real, and it's been that BBL body vibe. Slim waist, big butt, everything toned, like just so unrealistic, like that Kim Kardashian, Black China kind of vibe. I feel like now as a society we're moving out of that, but honestly, getting surgery, plastic surgery has been normalized more than ever. I feel like at some point plastic surgery was something we only used to see celebrities get, but out of 10 women you see, probably 3 or 4 out of 10 of them you will see walking around with some sort of BBL. Like it's so normal nowadays to have everybody walking around like that. And honestly, it's so sad to see and know that people really do try to live up to trends that the culture presents. And so it's very, very important to live outside of those trends and not compare your body to what you see in the media, but learn to really love what you see in the mirror. It's so easy to kind of fall into the trap of following what society says or believe in what society says. But in a world where only the sexually appealing body types are pushed more than others, it's important to learn how to build a positive relationship with your body first and foremost, and move from a space of love and not a space of comparison. Nowadays, with platforms like TikTok, I feel like it's a lot more popular to see all kinds of women celebrated and all kind of women out there. And I feel like that's my favorite part about TikTok, how anybody can go viral and how anybody, the most regular schmegler girl from around the corner, around the block, can build an authentic following, can build a brand and an audience just by being herself. And one thing I'm noticing with TikTok is that people are now popularizing relativity. I want to see more people on my timeline who I can relate to, who I can see myself in. And so I want to talk about my struggles with learning to love my body. Growing up, I was always chubbier. I was always overweight. Since like second or third grade, like I kind of knew that I was bigger than everybody else. So not just bigger, heavier set, but I was also pretty tall. So when you're tall and chubby, like you really, really stand out. And I didn't really get bullied for my weight too much from like kids at school, but it's like I always kind of knew, and I was always kind of self-conscious. And not only that, but I developed curves at an earlier age than everybody else. And so I remember in like fourth, fifth grade, I was already starting to develop like breasts for real. Like I was already wearing a bra in like 3rd grade, I was already like a B cup by then. And so not only did I feel like I got negative attention for being curvier at a younger age, I also felt like I scrutinized myself a lot just for being bigger than everybody else. Like, why can't I just be smaller? Why can't I just be, weight was something that I really, really struggled with. And not only that, but over the years, my weight has fluctuated a lot. I've had certain periods of my life where I would drastically lose weight. Like I would lose like 30 to 40 pounds within a couple months span. And then I've had other seasons of my life where I would gain 30 to 40 pounds within a couple months span. And so it was always hard having a stable, positive relationship with my body, because I would love my body when I was more slim, even though I would get there in unhealthy ways, either because my life is so busy and so I don't even make time to eat for real, or because I was depressed or kind of going through it or developing bad habits and I was losing a lot of weight. Like, I feel like I always praised my body when it was slim, even though I never achieved a slimmer body type in the right ways. Like, I never intentionally lost weight. It was always something I look up a few months later and the weight's gone and I'm happy about it, but I can't tell you what I did to get there and I can't tell you what I'm going to do to sustain it. And so I just started being a lot harder on myself. And I remember also for a while, I used to hate shopping because I used to hate how certain clothes would fit my body. When I would try to wear crop tops like all the other girls around me are wearing, it wouldn't look right when I was overweight because certain parts of my bodies and certain roles are sticking out more than others. And so having a negative view of my body just hindered me in so many ways. It hindered the way I expressed myself. It hindered how confident I was. It made me want to hide myself. It made me not want to be, command a presence or command space just because of how insecure that I felt about how I looked. And it wasn't until I would say less than a year ago, something shifted in me. A couple years ago when I first started my job, I started working a new schedule on top of a hefty school load. I believe I was taking like 4 or 5 classes in one semester on top of being a leader in the organization that I was in. And so I started to lose weight drastically when I first started my job. At the time, my parents showed a little bit concern, like, Laura, are you okay? Like, is everything okay? Because every time they would see me, I would be smaller and smaller. And so recently I started gaining a little bit of the weight back. And my dad told me something recently, like a few months ago. I don't remember how the topic came up. I think I said something about my body or said something about when I was smaller or something. And my dad was in the room and he was like, no, Laura, actually, I love how you look now. He was like, I felt like when you were losing all that weight, you didn't really look like yourself. Like, you just looked so skinny and sad. And now I feel like you look like yourself. You look happy. You look full of life. And honestly, that shifted something in me, especially to hear that from my dad. My dad is a very quiet presence. When he talks, but for the most part, if he don't got nothing to say, he don't say nothing. And so to hear him say that to me, honestly, he poured something in me that day that I don't even think he knows. But since that day, he made me look at my body a lot different. And basically, he made me realize that I look more like myself when I'm happy and when I'm healthy and when I feel like I'm living a fulfilled life. When I'm fighting myself and criticizing myself to be smaller, to be skinnier, even to achieve a smaller frame in unhealthy ways, I don't even realize how unhappy it makes me look on the outside. It is better to be happy and full than skinny and, able to fit into anything, but you're losing your light and you're losing your glow. And he basically made me realize that I glow better when I look more like myself. Naturally, I am a thicker woman and it's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that. And I'm learning to embrace that more and more. Nowadays, when I'm in the gym, I more so exercise to just be healthy or only target certain parts of my body. I'm in no rush to lose a whole bunch of weight. I'm in no rush to achieve a certain body type. I just, if I want to tone my arms one day, I tone my arms. If I want to work on, a little cardio this day, I work on cardio. If I want to work on glutes this day, I work on glutes. But there's no pressure for me to be in a different body type. I just want to achieve a healthier version of myself, slowly but surely. You know what I mean? Now I want to get into talking about building a positive relationship with your body and really just how to go about it. So first and foremost, one thing that I want you to remember is that your body is meant to be functional and healthy first. It's not just meant to be sexy or appealing. I feel like as women, we have a lot more pressure put on us, not just by men, but also by other women to constantly try to look good or look our best or focus on looking good or looking sexy and looking appealing. Our bodies are not designed to cater to a lustful gaze anyway. Our bodies are meant for much more than that. it is much more important to have a healthy body that you love being in, that you're comfortable living in, than putting pressure on it to achieve certain goals. You're starving yourself every other day to fit into that dress that you wore in high school, or to catch the eye of somebody, or to get a man if you're single. Like, girl, no. Like, anybody that doesn't love you as exactly who you are or who you're meant to look like don't need to be around you. And any friends you have that's constantly putting pressure on you to lose weight, gain weight, whatever the case may be, that doesn't encourage you to love yourself for the skin you're in, honestly, it's not a friend that you should have. Be around people that love you and learn to love you as exactly who you are. Beauty being an outward expression is honestly the least important part of being beautiful. It's much more about being beautiful on the inside. Like, beauty is something that you carry in your spirit. It's something you carry in your aura. It's something you carry in your energy. It's about how you carry yourself. It's about how you treat other people. It's about the intentionality that you pour into yourself. It's less about what you physically look like on the outside, but it's more about what you physically embody. So when you think about beauty, don't attach it to a certain body type or a certain look. Attach it to a certain way that you carry your spirit. That's what makes you more beautiful, and that's what makes your beauty a lot more memorable too. And when it comes to using social media, I would say make it a point to follow more people that look like you, not just influencers and celebrities and people who make a living by looking good on the internet, but people who look just like you. Like, I remember for a while, like years ago, when I would, want to start my fitness journey, I would always fill my vision board with people who didn't really look like me. And it wasn't until like a year or two ago that I actually started like filling my vision board with achievable body types. If you have people that you follow, like with their fitness journey, whatever, definitely follow more people who look like you or whose body types are relative to yours. It's also good to remember that genes have a lot to do with our body types. And so when you're subscribing to a body type from somebody whose genes look nothing like yours, or whose body would never look anything like yours, or vice versa, it just kind of pushes a negative self-perception when you could just go find people that look more like you and try to align your timeline with that. Also, when it comes to like social media or just social settings in general, try not to entertain body shaming, like people who clown other people for being big, or people who clown other people for certain features about their body, or people who clown other people for certain features about their body that that person can't control. Don't entertain talk like that, because how you talk about other people is usually a reflection of how you talk about yourself. And so when you can entertain those kind of conversations and kiki about that kind of thing when it comes to other people, there's no doubt in my mind that you're going home and entertaining that same talk about yourself. I'm not saying to praise obesity or to praise unhealthy body types. It's okay to tell the truth. Unhealthy is unhealthy. Like, there's nothing negative or positive about that. It is simply a fact. But at the same time, like, if a girl is just overweight, if you just see a girl and she's overweight, but she's comfortable in who she is, and it's not an unhealthy, aspect of it, leave that girl alone. Let her be in her confidence, and just pray one day that you find the same confidence that she did, so you can be yourself and not feel the need to talk about other people. And here's some things that I've been doing within myself just to embody a more positive relationship with my body. So one thing I've been doing is dressing to be more in alignment with how I feel and what makes me feel good in my body. I realize that certain styles in general, or when I put certain styles together, it doesn't really flatter my body. Like, for example, bodycon dresses, the kind of dresses that are tight on the top and tight on the bottom. I more so just save those kind of dresses for super formal events. But on a day-to-day, if I'm just going out, like on a quick date night or whatever the case may be, or going out with myself, I like dresses that are like tight on the top and more flary on the bottom, kind of like the A-line kind of dress. Those dresses make me feel super pretty and super feminine. Another thing, like when I feel bloated, I try not to wear crop tops or tops that show my stomach too much, just so I don't feel self-conscious about it. I try to wear clothes that make me feel comfortable. And another tip I would say is wear clothes that flatter your silhouette. So there are many different types of body types out there. And if you don't know what kind of body type you have, definitely feel free to research it. There's this girl on TikTok. I don't remember her name, but if I find a link to her videos, I will literally put them in the description below. They are good videos to watch, where she basically talks about how to find your body type and how to dress for your body type. So there's that. Learn how to dress for your body type. Learn how to dress in ways that make yourself feel more comfortable, because when you look good, you feel good. And when you feel good, you look good. It's kind of like a vice versa. Like, I would hate to be in a pretty dress that's super tight that I'm literally sucking my stomach in all night just to look good in, when I could just be in a dress that highlights my curves anyway. Now I could smile all night and laugh all night, and I don't gotta worry about if I laugh too hard, one of the buttons gonna pop out or something. Like, I just, you know what I mean? Like, focus on being comfortable and looking good. Like, when it comes to dressing, try to find some balance in between. And also wear colors that highlight you. And when it comes to brown skin like mine, I find that bright colors like white, blue, pink, yellow, like pastel colors kind of pop on my skin. And so I'm starting to wear a lot more of that now. And so just find color palettes that align with your skin. Try out different patterns and styles and basically see what works for you. And lastly, I just want to point out that we as women should celebrate our bodies more and criticize it a lot less. Learn how to move with love when it comes to your body. Don't restrict yourself or be mean to yourself. Like, if you're on a fitness journey or you want to eat healthier, learn how to eat in moderation. Don't just switch to an extreme diet overnight, because that's not sustainable. You know, you don't got to cut out the things you love altogether, but try to just eat them in moderation. Whatever you do achieve in life, you don't want to have to sacrifice your self-love in the process of achieving that. You know what I mean? And also build gradually towards your goals. You don't have to become a gym girly overnight. You know, if instead of going from 0 to 100 with the gym, instead of going from 0 days to 5 days a week, maybe go 2 days a week, 3 days a week, here and there. Like, nowadays, I don't follow a strict gym schedule, but every couple days, I'm like, you know what, let me go get up and move my body. Let me go get up and do something. Let me get up and go to the gym. I more so do it as my body feels, instead of being so strict. Like, I have to go to the gym today and I have to do this and I have to do that. Now, that kind of structure does work for some people. And if you're an extreme type A person and that's what keeps you motivated, then feel free to do it. But if you're a little more in between like me, like, you want to be a little more free with your schedule and free with your body, you don't got to be strict, but just move as your body tells you to. If you feel like going for a walk, get up and go for a walk. If you feel like going to the gym and only doing cardio, go to the gym and only do cardio. Like, don't feel pressured to follow anybody else's fitness system or fitness routine. Create one of your own that just feels natural to you. And honestly, our bodies are capable of so much. Women go through so much on a regular with their bodies when it comes to menstrual cycles and giving birth and, you know, hormones, ovulating, all of the things. Learn to celebrate your body more. Like, for example, for me, I don't know about anybody else, but the first day of my cycle is usually the worst day. And because I know how much pain usually comes with it, as soon as I start to feel it, or as soon as I start like, ooh, I'm cramping, like, one of the first things I do every time is I thank God. Like, every time I feel it, I'm like, thank God for a healthy cycle. And then I just let the pain come with it. Normalize thanking God more for a healthy body before you criticize him for what you feel like your body lacks. Thank yourself. Your body carries you through life every day. You go to work every day. You get up early every day. You get up and feed them kids every day. You get up and go to school every day. You get up and you're able to cook a meal for yourself. Like, your body literally carries you through so much on a regular and has carried you through so much life so far. So just learn to love it a little more. This video is a little bit longer than expected, but I'm good for yapping it up. So, you know, it's nothing new to me. But yeah, so this is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you resonate with something that I said in this video. And if you did, feel free to like, share, subscribe, and leave me some feedback. And yeah, I will see y'all on the next one.